Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN is presented by Tecate, the official beer of boxing. And it's brought to you by Hennessy. Never stop, never settle. We're at the Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino once again, ready for a great night of action. And the Golden Boy himself, Oscar De La Hoya, is in the building to watch some of his prize prospects do what they do, and he does what he does, make the fans happy by signing autographs. Earlier on this evening, it was my broadcast partner, Bernard Hopkins, signing autographs here, but we'll take you to the Tecate tail of the tape, where you'll notice that Cancio has a 1-inch reach advantage. He's also fought 85 more rounds than Sharibayev, but here is the big number that stands out. 412 days longer layoff than Sharibayev. We'll see if there's any ring rust early on in this fight that Sharibayev can take advantage of. But Cancio, he was very clear in the fighter meetings. He's got one thing in mind, and that is taking Sharibayev deep into this fight. And that's the plan for the fighter out of Ventura, California. So inside the ring are the two fighters to get things started. Joe Martinez is ready for the official introductions.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, live on ESPN from Fantasy Springs Resort Casino here in Indio, California, it is time for our co-featured bout of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Super Featherweight Championship. Presented by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and sponsored by Tecate, the official beer of boxing. Hennessy, never stop, never settle, and WOD Gear. The WBA supervisor in attendance for this bout, Kina Malpartida. Your three judges scoring this bout at ringside on the 10-point must system, Rudy Barragan, Tony Krabs, and Pat Russell. And when the action begins inside the ring, referee in charge, Raul Caiz. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing gray, trimmed in green, he weighed officially 130 pounds. As a professional, he has an outstanding record, standing at 17 victories, 4 defeats, 2 draws, and 13 wins, coming by way of knockout. He is the fighting pride of Blythe, California. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Andrew in Chango. Cancio! And next, his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing black and white, trimmed in yellow, he weighed officially 129.5 pounds. As a professional, he is perfect in the ring. 7 victories, no defeats, 7 wins by way of knockout. Hailing from and fighting out of Miami, Florida, here is the undefeated super featherweight, Aidar Sharibayev.
You got your mouthpiece? Mouthpiece. Okay, gentlemen, you had your instructions downstairs. Remember, trunks are both your trunks a little high, so punches here are fine. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Ready for action here at Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. I'm Bernardo Osuna, joined by future Hall of Famer Bernard Hopkins. The third man on this crew is Beto Duran. He'll be joining us throughout the evening with reports from the corner, so we're looking forward to hearing what he's got to say as we see Raul Caiz Sr. walk over to Sharibayev and fix his trunks, doing his job. First bell, and B-Hop, 2 guys with a chip on their shoulder. Andrew Cancio, he is coming off of a long layoff after losing to 2012 U.S. Olympian Joseph Jojo Diaz, who will be fighting for the world title against Gary Russell Jr. on May 19th. And Sharibayev, he wants to prove that Kazakhstan's got more than just Gennady Golovkin.
Yeah, and he wants to make his own name, and I can respect that. But he's gonna have to really prove it. I mean, he spoke really confident in the meeting, but I think that he means what he say. But let's see if his mind gets changed as the fight go on.
You know, and Cancio, he was very clear in saying, hey, I remember being the young buck, 8-0. I had 8 knockouts to start my career. He's got 7 wins and 6 knockouts. So I've been there, done that. But he's never faced a puncher like me. He's never faced a fighter with the experience that I have. So we'll see what gives in this fight.
Well, one thing for sure, both guys, you know, they talked a really good fight.
Guys, watch your heads.
Now let's see if they fight a good fight. And this is where you establish in the first round, and early on, you know, that you're the boss, and you really gotta do it in multiple ways. You gotta go to the body, you gotta do what your corner and what you train in camp to do. And the first one that established that will take an early lead, and then see if they can change their mind. Either guy as the fight go on.
All right, stop.
Derek Santos, who trains Aidar Sharibayev, said when he came into camp for the first time, he told me in the first 2 weeks he learned more than he ever had in any pro camp before. But he said the most important thing is before, people saw this fighter from Kazakhstan and said, he's strong, he's quick, let's just wind him up and let him go. He's been trying to teach him the finer points in boxing, and we'll see if he's able to establish that in the ring or if he goes back to who he is.
Well, it's hard to let him go early in the fight, especially if you look at both guys' body. Both guys look like they didn't do 1 second of warm-up in the dressing room, and you know that could be a factor because now they got to warm up, and whoever warms up fast and be the first one, they maybe do a little better in the early fight, in the early rounds. But both fighters are really dry. And that to me says that they have to at least get a couple of rounds in and to get warmed up. Being warm is very important early in the fight, especially of this magnitude.
Especially if you get caught on the chin and you're cold, that can change the entire fight. But we see how early on Sharibayev continues to work to the body, and Cancio says, hey, I've got body shots too. Continues to land a left hook from Cancio, but it's Sharibayev with combination punching that puts a punctuation mark here in the first round.
Stop at the bell. Stop!
Hey, fans, be sure to tune in May 4th. Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN main event. Ryan Garcia taking on Jason Blythe. That'll be live.
Not putting right behind him. The jab by itself's okay. Once we start touching him down here with the jab, shoot that right hand low over the top. Okay, and then when we're down low, work that body. We're inside already. Go ahead, Fernie.
Throw the short right hand right over the top. Okay? You're doing real good. Stay nice and relaxed. Not everything hard. You work first. And wait for him, okay? How you feel? All right. You're doing a great job, Chango.
All right, now be physical. Let's go.
10 seconds up.
Aidar Sharibayev taking on Andrew Cancio here at the Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino alongside Bernard Hopkins. I'm Bernardo Osuna. And finally looks like they've got a little lather worked up, B-Hop, after those first 3 rounds of action. What'd you see in round 1 that stood out?
Well, one, I see both guys are throwing really good combinations and never losing their focus even when they get hit. And that's what I see. A little low blow right there for Canada, but I just see that both guys are really trying to establish their dominance early. And, you know, it reminds me of the fight where both guys know that they have to be first. If they don't, then one guy will pay. But I see right now both guys are trying to establish that, you know, I'm going to dominate you and I'm going to push you back. And the resistance of both guys is going to play a key early on. And whoever gets tired is going to be effective in a negative way.
Well, Beto Duran just dropped off a note saying that Santos was advising Sharibayev to keep his chin down, not exposed, and to be first, to get off first. But we'll see if he follows those directions here in this second round of a 10-round fight.
Well, Sharibayev, he better take that advice, because if he don't, he will get hit many times with the same punch.
Nice left hook there from Sharibayev as he caught Cancio coming in. Cancio's fighting with the chip on his shoulder. He says he's got himself right mentally after that long layoff, losing to Jojo Diaz. Said he had a lot of personal stuff going on, but that's a fight that you cannot pass up against an undefeated prospect. Nonetheless, you have been there, B-Hop, and you understand what it means to rebuild yourself. How did you read Cancio's demeanor?
I read it where fights like that can make you or break you, Bernardo. So to me, the way he spoke and remembering that fight, I believe it made him even more stronger. Yes, he had that little time off. That was to gather himself, but I think that is more of a plus than a negative in his future.
Cancio was very clear in saying that Sharibayev has never fought anyone near his level of quality, so he'll put him to the test. But Sharibayev is putting the body of Cancio to the test early with those nice left hooks to the liver. Cancio will have to walk through fire, and he does there. A nice three-punch combination from Sharibayev, who shows quickness and precision.
He showed quickness and precision, but he needs to take that left hook and bring it upstairs because he's not expecting it. And he should throw it because it would be a good combination to end with.
Low blow there from Cancio, the second one of the fight. Nonetheless, it was on the border, says Raul Caiz Sr. as round 2 comes to a close.
Stop at the bell. Time!
Better round, better round. He's reaching out with that right hand. So make sure if we throw the jab or the left hand, we're thinking about getting down, getting underneath. He's trying to shoot that long right hand right at your eye. Well, take another drink.
After you throw your right hand, just remember you have to be double, okay? Bending double and left hook. 3-2, papá. Lo tienes para 3-2, okay?
We're throwing left hook at Daniel, but let that right hand right. You walk right out and shut the jab.
When you finish rolling, you punch.
Сразу комбинация. Если ушел от удара, сразу комбинация. Расслабься, боксируй.
Remember we talked about before. After a couple rounds, they get tired, okay?
Два раунда он устанет. Мы говорили до этого. Давай живот.
Back for the third round of a scheduled 10-rounder here between Aidar Sharibayev of Kazakhstan out of Miami and Andrew Cancio from Blythe, California out of Ventura, California. Beto Duran was listening in. We'll have a report later about what was said in Cancio's corner. Seems to slow down here at the beginning of the third round as Sharibayev is able to connect.
He's connecting because he's fresher. He has more of the snap and reflexes is on point, and he just setting, you know, it up with jabs, and he's setting it up with combinations. He's looking underneath for maybe an uppercut. Don't be surprised if the right uppercut and left foot come behind that, you know, after he squats down, because he's looking for targets right now.
All right, nice combination there from Andrew Cancio. What were the instructions, Beto?
Exactly that. They said that Sharibayev is a fighter who's been bullying people, and this is what they wanted from Cancio.
Yeah, his legs were wobbly here, Beto, as you were giving the report. Another combination from Andrew Cancio, an uppercut, and you see Sharibayev walking backward here, B-Hop.
Andrew threw a good three or two punch combination, and it was right on the mark. And let me tell you, I seen a funny dance, as you just mentioned.
Cancio trying to stay on top of Sharibayev here in the third round. He said, fighters have told me I hit hard, and I know that he hasn't been hit as hard as I'm going to hit him this evening. That's what he's trying to do here early on. And Cancio knows this building. He beat silver medalist Rocky Juarez by unanimous decision here in a big upset. He also stopped Rene Alvarado by TKO in the 8th round. He lost the controversial majority decision to Roger Speedy Gonzalez here as well. So he's had good and bad, but right now he's on a good run here in the third round.
And he always have a puncher's chance, and we just seen that he packs power when he throw punches.
13 of his 17 victories have come by way of knockouts. So when he's right, he mentioned, when I'm right, I can be really dangerous. And if they think that I'm just an opponent, they made a huge mistake. And he's trying to prove that here in the third round.
Both guys are really investing in that body, and that's what I like to see in fights like this, where guys are in close and body shots and combinations are being thrown as we see.
Sharibayev having some good moments, and then how does Cancio ebb the tide towards him? He just comes back with more shots, lets his hands go to those combinations, and puts Sharibayev in retreat. Oh, big left hand drops Sharibayev.
3, 4, 5, 6. You okay? 7, 8. Come to me. Come to me. Box.
Very little time left as we wait for the bell. And there it is, but a huge round for Andrew Cancio as we listen in to the corner of Sharibayev.
You're not listening to what I tell you. Tell him.
This is the Hennessy corner cam. Never stop, never settle.
What I tell you, distance.
The water, guys, get a towel, let's go.
Yeah, he got it, he got it. Okay. Listen to me. I told you from the beginning, you can't stand right here in front of the fighter. I told you move to the side. You punch and you move to the side so he can't hit you back. Understand? Look at me. Tell me yes. Understand? We're going to box at distance. Let him get tired. We're going to win by points. Box at distance. Keep your hands up. Hands up and distance, okay?
You can hear the urgency in the voice of Derek Santos as you see the replay of how it happened, B-Hop.
Listen, it was a counter punch. He walked right into it, and perfect on the money. Took a really good shot, and got up and beat the count, beat the round. But I don't think he's gathered. I don't think he has all his wits right now.
But he's dangerous. He comes out throwing a couple of punches, and let's see if he moves, because he's exactly the same place where he was before, in harm's way of Andrew Cancio. So Sharibayev not really heeding the instructions of Derek Santos, but it may be that he's just not clear-headed yet.
He's not, and Andrew's doing just what you're supposed to do. Going to the body, working that body shots up into the head, and he's throwing that lead right hand, which started all this stuff.
So the percentage higher for Sharibayev, but it doesn't matter. When you land a shot like Cancio landed, that can change the fight, and that's exactly what happened in the third round when he dropped him with a check left hook.
If you see that Andrew might not be the sharpest puncher, but he's the heaviest puncher, and he continued to, work his way in the center of the ring, and then try to get his opponent back in the combinations on the ropes.
Beto Duran, there's some urgency in the red corner as well.
Yeah, Sharibayev's trainer, Derek Santos, said the problem is the language barrier. They only have one professional round together, and he said he's given instructions, but it's not getting to his fighter soon enough. So Sharibayev is out there on his own. He said he's trying to brawl. Santos wants him to move and box, and Santos doesn't think that Sharibayev is understanding instructions right now.
And we talked about if someone gets hurt or if someone has to go in the deep water, they're going to revert to who they are. And that's what we're seeing in Sharibayev, not moving his head, not doing those things that Derek Santos wants him to do, and he's just standing there, although he did a little bit of that right there in that exchange. But there he gets caught once again with the left hook, B-Hop. He is who he is.
Hey, Sharibayev, look, he's in deep water. And when you're in deep water, this is what happens. You got to find your way and swim your way out of this. And right now, it seems he's struggling to find his way, fight his way out of that deep water.
Cancio's been in deep water. Cancio's been hurt, but he also is very hungry. His kids want to see him fight. They want to see him win, and he says, that's why I get up at 4:15 in the morning, go to Simi Valley to work for the gas company. At 6:15, after working out, I get my work outfit on it. Then I go to work. I go to leak survey or break pavement with the jackhammer all day until 3 p.m. He says if there's a leak, I can't go to sparring because that's got to be taken care of immediately. But if I can, I'm at the gym at 4 o'clock till 7:30, and it all pays off. That's what he does it for. He works for the California Gas Company. He's got a team behind him that takes his on-call days so he can do this, so he can go after Sharibayev and try to finish the fight here in the 4th round.
10 seconds, stop the bell.
Cancio showing determination, showing heart against unbeaten Aidar Sharibayev.
Listen to me, Aidar. You're not listening to me. When you punch, boom, 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 go to the side. Go to the side. Turn. Punch. Get away from him. Understand? Understand? You're putting your hands down. Do not put your hands down.
Left hook. Stay on that body, okay? I know they're not big shots right now, but he's tired, so it's going to open up. Just that timing shot. Okay? Go ahead, Fernie.
Okay, remember when you chose your right hand, you got to bend it so you can catch it with 3-2. Okay? You catch it with 3-2 in the front, but you forgot to throw your right hand. Okay? Tírale el jab al pecho y la derecha arriba. Okay? El jab al pecho y la derecha arriba.
Hey.
In the corner of Andrew Cancio, he's got Joseph Janik, better known as Haas. You might remember him from his days with Victor Ortiz, as well as Carlos Vargas. He said, they're my 4 eyes in the ring. They tell me what I need to do, and they were very precise in what they wanted him to do here in the 5th round of this fight. They wanted to keep the pressure, B-Hop.
Yeah, and you know what? He's doing it. Look, you come right out and he throw 2-3 good punches that landed right on the mark, and you know, the pressure is key. As you see the left hook to the body, and then he goes upstairs. You know, Sharibayev is just continue to put pressure, and combination punches. And what I like is he worked to the body. Even though he got hit with a hook, he got hit with a good hook. And that bought him a little bit more time to be able to set up maybe another body shot, but he still continued to go to the body. Both guys are really going to the body well. One guy is stronger than the other, but the combinations still continue to come.
Sharibayev now catching a second win. It looks like he finally has his wits about him, finally listening to his corner and Derek Santos, but it took him a while to shake the cobwebs off from that knockdown that he suffered in the 3rd round of the fight.
Yeah, and he was hurt before that knockdown, so you got all these combination of things working against him, but it seems like you said he's working out because he's throwing punches and bunches, but I don't know if these punches actually effective power-wise. I think they're more points-wise, and I don't think he's getting the respect as a big puncher.
He's turning southpaw momentarily as Sharibayev, then he comes back to his orthodox stance, trying to give Andrew Cancio a different look here in the 5th round of the fight, but Cancio is relentless. He's willing to take a shot in order to land it. That's got to be disheartening for a young fighter who's won his 7 fights, 6 of those by way of knockout, when you've got a guy coming back with power and taking your best shots.
And that's key, power. And that's why Andrew just continued to be able to take those chances. He know he could take those chances. He felt the punches early on in the fight. So he's willing to take chances as much as he know that he can punch harder. He's willing to take that chance to get 1 or 2 punches in.
Sharibayev using his legs, using his waist to move a lot better here in round number 5, but all it takes is 1 shot, and there's a second shot from Cancio, putting him down for the 2nd time this fight.
It started from a body shot.
6, 7, you sure you're okay? Hey, come. Turn around, scope.
30 seconds left here in the 5th round, and let's see if Cancio can finish this off, because he's already dropped Sharibayev in the 3rd round. Now he's doing it in the 5th, and Sharibayev is on his bike, looking to stay away. As Andrew Cancio once again connects a nice combination.
I'd be really surprised if we get out of this round, even though it's seconds left, because 1 punch can end it.
Hey! Don't be crazy. Sit down.
Late punch there from Aidar Sharibayev. Let's listen to Derek Santos.
Listen to me, son. This is happening because you are keeping your hands down. That's why you get caught with them shots, okay? No, he's good. He's good. You understand? Understand? You see how you were boxing coming forward good? And moving to the side. You're staying too long in front of him. Okay? Don't tell me, okay, do it. Okay? Let him know.
Ты должен что-то показать, это он остановит бой. Он остановит бой, если ты не перешел,
unbeaten Aidar Sharibayev has been down in rounds 3 and 5, and Raul Caiz Sr. is not taking any chances. He's being very precise with him in his corner, saying, hey, you got to show me something or I'm going to stop this.
He absolutely said that more than once. And
look at the left hand. Once again, he shakes up Sharibayev. Andrew Cancio is on a mission, and Aidar Sharibayev is in unknown territory. I mean, he's never been hurt the way he's been hurt tonight, and Andrew Cancio has been here before. And look at the legs of Sharibayev.
And Sharibayev is hurt. It's hurt. It just takes 1 or 2 good punches. Either his corner would get him out of this, or he would go down again, because he's hurt right now just with that 2-3 punch combination.
Nice jab, and Raul Caiz looking on very closely, and he's just waiting for an opportunity to step in and stop this fight.
If he don't throw any punches right now, the referee's right on it. He's watching it. Punches being thrown, no punches being thrown back.
But he's making Cancio miss. That's the big difference. He's using his head movement to make Cancio miss, and now he finally throws some punches, but he gets clipped with a nice left hook from Andrew Cancio here in the 6th round. This fight scheduled for 10. Sharibayev is in trouble.
If he stands in the pocket, just waiting to block punches, I think it would be really, really a bad ending for him, because he can't stay there and look to block punches. He must try to do something to buy time right now, because right now time is not on his side.
Nice combination there from Andrew Cancio, who switches it up, goes with a check left hook and then an overhand right. Dispenses with a jab and trying to hurt Sharibayev here in the 6th round as well.
This is where you get hurt, when you try to stay in the pocket. You don't have the power, but you got to respect his heart. You got to respect his grit, that he's trying to put a defense up to defend himself, but he's leaving opportunities to get knocked down or knocked out.
His hands are extremely low. Sharibayev is always available for a counterpunch from Cancio. That's how he dropped him early on in the fight, and then the second time he dropped him was with the overhand right, as Sharibayev was walking backwards with weak legs, and there from a distance, Cancio able to connect with the left hook.
Well, every time he throws a punch, he don't move his head, and his trainer said it early in the fight. You got to move your head when you get those combinations off. He just got hit for not moving his head after he threw a punch.
Back in horrible territory for him, as Cancio takes advantage of that situation, working well from that distance, and there's frustration in the corner of Sharibayev. Digging to the body then with the overhand left.
Sharibayev cannot even hold. He cannot even hold you. They're trying to at least buy time, or at least stop the punches and the assault coming.
Now he's just throwing arm punches as this 6th round comes to an end. A dominant round for Andrew Cancio. We're going to stay here and take you into the corner with Sharibayev and see what Derek Santos has to say with our Hennessy corner.
Get some deep breaths. Get some deep breaths.
Yeah, give me the intro. Give me the intro. Listen to me.
Слушай, бро.
Listen to me. You can't stay that long without punching,
Прямо перед ним так долго.
or the referee's gonna stop the fight.
Или судья остановит бой.
Good. Okay?
Слушай, он остановит бой, ты будешь стоять перед ним прямо.
You can't go straight back no more.
Нельзя отходить прямо назад.
Can't
We're
go
going to
back
take you
straight
to
more.
Andrew
no more.
Cancio's corner.
He's got a cut, so.
When he's close to you, el guante again is right here, so you can work the right hook at the top. Okay?
When he ties you up, just touch him with the little right hand up top, touch him with the uppercut, okay?
His left hand is down.
You
by
feeling
his
good?
stomach.
Yeah. You having fun?
Great.
You should be having fun. It's beautiful. Let's go out there and keep working, okay?
Remember,
2 different corners, 2 different dynamics. Haas asking him, are you having fun? Raul Caiz Sr., the referee, came over and told us the cut on the left eyelid of Sharibayev was due to a punch.
It was a clean punch right on the eyebrow.
And clean punches is exactly how Andrew Cancio comes out. And when your cornerman tells you, are you having fun? I mean, that's got to take you to a whole different level.
Yeah, I mean, this like there's some big dance party. I mean, and it is a dance party. It's his dance party because he is having fun here. He's throwing some combination on a low punch right there. Referee warned him to keep it up. But yeah, he's fantastic throwing punches, going to the body. Watch the left hook. He's ripping that left hook in there, and he gets a response every time.
Look at those power punches. Over 50% of over 80 punches that Cancio landed last round were power punches. I mean, that's impressive. And the barrage of punches from Cancio have really taken the air out of Sharibayev's tires.
I stopped counting. Whoever counting them, they're doing a good job because they're throwing a lot of punches from all angles. That left hook there was a good punch, and we seen him wobble right. Let me see if he throw it again because he got a reaction out of it. He seemed to be on point every time he gets a reaction. He goes right back to the start of it.
And you know what? He's doing a really good job, is Cancio. When he hurts Aidar Sharibayev with the left, then he follows it up with the overhand right the next time around, and that's what dropped him the last time.
Because that's the punch. That seems to be the punch he's not looking for. The third punch. The third punch after the combination. The punch you don't see normally is the one that knocks you out.
See the arm punches of Sharibayev, who's showing fatigue, who's showing lack of experience. He has a ton of amateur experience with 200 amateur bouts, of which he won 170 of them. But this is the big leagues. This is a whole different animal, V-Hop.
Headgears, no headgear. This is professional. And even though experience helps by having that amateur fights, but when you get into this type of trenches, look, you better have some post skills. Right now the referee's watching real closely. Got hit with a 1-2 right on the butt.
And he's hurt. Look at his legs. He was off the canvas completely, and now Cancio just walking down Sharibayev, looks over to the referee, and Sharibayev taking that blood off of his face, and here's the combination punching. Cancio says, don't worry, I've got you. I'll clean your face up with my gloves. Sharibayev taking a lot of punishment here through 7 rounds. Big overhand right, though.
A lot of heart.
Yes.
Big overhand right, like you just mentioned, and he's showing a lot of heart. But is it too much heart at this time right now?
You either, Chango.
Talk about the experience, the difference in rounds coming into this fight, and it's evident because Cancio came in with 111, he's now at 118. 26 for Sharibayev, just not enough.
Nate coming up, okay? Water.
Join the conversation tonight using the hashtag GBP on ESPN.
Nice work that round. Combinations were a little bit better when you put them on the rope.
Time out.
We can't talk right now. The doctor's talking to him, so time out.
Again, May 4th on ESPN.
Okay?
Blythe, put your arms down.
Aidar, you're going too low. Tell him you're going too low. You're putting your head down. He's hitting you on top of the head. You can't see that. Every time you throw 2 points, 3 points, okay? Ponle grasa, mucha grasa. Yeah, we're good, man. No, you can win this
During
fight.
the break, referee Raul Caiz Sr. called Dr. Jeff Roberts over to check on Aidar Sharibayev. He said, I want to continue. I know where I am. So we are now in the 8th round of this fight. Uncharted territory for Aidar Sharibayev. Andrew Cancio says, I've been here before. This is the deep water I wanted to take this young buck to and take advantage of his inexperience. What's going through the mind of Cancio right now, knowing that, you know, Sharibayev is probably doubting himself right about now?
Well, it should be. I'm going to continue to keep pressure on him, continue to do things that started all these problems early on. And, you know, it takes really a lot of discipline to be able to fight your way through that. Most people cannot. And this round here, you know, going into the end of these rounds, a lot of punches are going to be hitting their mark. And I want to see how he takes those punches and how he continues to react the way he's been reacting.
You know, Cancio has a lot more experience. This is his 24th professional fight compared to 7 for Sharibayev. Both of them are 29 years old, but Cancio has suffered 4 defeats and has 2 draws. But he says, I draw from that experience tonight to become a better fighter. I know what I've been through. I know what it takes to be here, and I know how much I want this. He's got his son and his daughter here, B-Hop, for the first time ever.
Yes, he mentioned that to us, and he's fighting like he got the whole family here watching him because he has something to prove and he wants to go further in his career. And you know what? You gotta respect and gotta really take the head off to a guy that's really trying to not only dig himself out of a hole as far as his record and not being a proud, favorite, but winning a lot of fans tonight.
He said, I come in as a B side all the time. I'm used to it, and that's a low blow from Andrew Cancio. He says, but I'm nobody's opponent. And he's proving that tonight against Sharibayev, who continues to walk backwards or be pushed backwards by the punches of a very hungry Andrew Cancio, who knew that half of Blythe was going to be here, his hometown, and they came here out in force, and they're enjoying the show he's putting on for them. But Sharibayev, well, he's not done quite yet.
He's not done quite yet, but look, those punches been blocked. I see now skill level. When he's blocking punches, he's blocking the body punches. And this is, again, the veteran type of mentality. He doesn't punch himself, really to the point where he can get punches in. And watch for an assault back, like right now, to the body, upstairs combination. He waits for him to throw punches so you can see an opening.
And he just waited for that check hook. And
10 seconds, stop the bell.
Walking right to it. Tonight's main event features Francisco Bandido Vargas.
Stop the bell.
Beto Duran is in the locker room with the former world titleist and his coach, Joel Diaz.
Pinches golpes is going to cost you a point.
World champion in the Olympics. What is your goal tonight? Ha sido campeón. ¿Cuál es tu meta?
Esta noche es dar una buena pelea y ganarla.
Pero good fight and win this. Y has hablado de otra pelea contra Miguel Berchel, ¿no?
Bueno, lo que queremos, la revancha. Primero hay que ganar esta pelea y luego queremos buscar la revancha con él.
You've talked about Miguel Berchel. He said, I want the rematch, but tonight we got to win. Then I want the rematch with Berchel. His trainer, Joel Diaz out of Coachella. What have you seen with him? It's only been, your second fight together.
Well, my first fight with him, we started breaking the ice and we started working on a little bit of his flaws. And now, most important for this fight, more confidence. More confidence in the guidance that I give him. He listens to me more, and all this training camp was focusing more on his defense, getting hit less and hitting more, counter-punching more.
Counter-punching more. Joel Diaz, El Bandido, Francisco Vargas, main event coming up next, Bernie.
All right, thank you very much, Beto. We take you into the locker room just moments before tonight's main event. The former world titleist Francisco Bandido Vargas ready to take on Rod Salka here at Fantasy Springs. All right, this is the 9th round of a 10-round affair here at Fantasy Springs. Bernardo Osuna alongside Bernard Hopkins. Yes, the legend, the future Hall of Famer. And Sharibayev really has to show something because since he was dropped in the 3rd round, B-Hop, it's been a one-sided fight in favor of Andrew Cancio.
Yes, it's been a one-sided fight. And it's not because of one guy's skill level. It's just the way the fight's been going. One guy took over. We know who that guy is. Took over from really the 2nd, 3rd round. Pressure, body shots, and when you do that, you get the interest of that investment, and that is you're stronger, you're faster, and you continue to do what? Push your man back towards the ropes and bang his body, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Cancio looks to be setting up Sharibayev, and that's what, Sharibayev's corner was talking about. Learning the finer points of boxing where you can set your opponent up, but it's been Cancio, the one who's been setting Sharibayev up throughout this fight.
Yes, he has been, and he's been doing it effectively. Now he's even getting a little, you can see he's getting a little more relaxed. He's moving, he's squatting down, he's looking to now, set other punches up that we didn't see all night.
Nice 1-2 combination from Cancio, but Sharibayev was letting his hands go earlier in the round as well. I mean, at this point, if you're Cancio, you don't want to say, hey, go protect your lead, because that changes the whole dynamic of what he's been doing and why he's been effective, but you also don't want him to take too many risks.
Well, in this case there, he can afford to take the risk. Why? Because he's not in there with a big puncher. He took all the best punches. He just took 2 right there. we know who the bigger banger is. And so he can afford not to just give opportunities to a guy, you know, but let him punch and you punch with him. His punches is harder and it will affect more harder.
Bihab, it's been 572 days since he last fought in the loss to Jojo Diaz, but Andrew Cancio said, I feel fresh, mentally and physically. You've been there. How is it that a man can just completely change and look the way Cancio has this evening?
Well, one is the bad taste in your mouth from what happened, and you learn from what? You learn from experience, and this is what he did. He learned from experience, and that's when you start seeing now the results of learning from the experience, and this was happening.
Sharibayev is in trouble once again, and Raul Caiz Sr. is right there looking nice body shot, and once again he hurts Aidar Sharibayev. Andrew Cancio is so close to culminating a big upset here tonight at Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. His experience, his heart, his desire, all on display against Aidar Sharibayev.
Stop at the bell. Hey, you okay?
Son, I'm not gonna lie to you. We need to knock him out, okay? Estamos bien. He can't wait so long between punches. He's gotta throw jabs, 2-3 punches, move to the side, jab again forward, 2-3 punches. You gotta keep attacking this round, okay? Hey, come on. Okay? Got it. Gotta come forward, baby. Gotta come forward. Jab and move.
10th and final round of our co-main event of the evening between Aidar Sharibayev, 7-0 with 6 knockouts, out of Kazakhstan, living in Miami, taking on Andrew Cancio from Blythe, California. And here, I've got the fight scored 88-81, thanks to the 2 knockdowns in favor of Andrew Cancio. And Derek Santos basically told Sharibayev, you've got to knock him out to win this fight.
And we gave him the right instructions. Can it happen? Anything can happen, but the chances are slim to none in this fight, because anytime he risks himself that way, he's not the puncher.
Big right hand there from Cancio, and now he's got Sharibayev walking backwards. He's got him hurt, and the corner throws in the towel as Sharibayev is stopped by Andrew Cancio. It had been 572 days since Cancio was in the ring, and he said he was a new man. He proved it tonight, stopping Aidar Sharibayev in the 10th and final round of a very dominant fight, a performance very reminiscent of what he did in this same building against Rocky Juarez, against a fighter the likes of Rene Alvarado. This man came in here and took care of business 43 seconds into the 10th round, B-Hop.
He never backed up, and when he took a step here, a step there, to the left or right, he threw punches. He was determined. Look, he talked about it yesterday to us. He mentioned it over and over. And he knew that this had to be the time that he get back on track and he do what he said he was going to do. And I congratulate him because he fought not only a fight that he talked about, he went in there and he did everything that his corner was instructing him from round by round. Continue to bang that body, continue to put the pressure, and we're going to get the victory. And he got the victory.
Bihab, many times we hear guys tell us what they want to do, what they plan to do. I think Andrew Cancio tonight, he even outdid his own expectations of what he thought he was capable of doing tonight.
To me, he said it, he did it, and you know, we all hear a lot of fighters say a lot of things, and you know, we got to take their word for it, but he didn't disappoint us, or the fans.
Or himself. I think when you look at Andrew Cancio, after what he's been through, managerial issues, having to take time off, working throughout his training camp at the gas company, working in the Montecito fires first, and then in the aftermath of the mudslides, I mean, this guy earned tonight's victory, not only in the ring, Bernard, but on the way here.
He brought all that frustration in this ring tonight.
Brought it all, took it out on Aidar Sharibayev, who realized in his 8th professional fight, not everybody's gonna fall when you punch. Andrew Cancio, though, proved to him, hey, if I punch you, I hit hard. I've got 13 knockouts, now 14 in 18 wins. And Andrew Cancio, one of his biggest victories to date on the comeback trail. All right, Joe Martinez is in the center of the ring with the official time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 43 seconds. Round number 10, referee Raul Caiz puts a halt to the bout. Your winner by KO victory. He is now the new WBA Intercontinental Super Featherweight Champion from Blythe, California, Andrew El Chango Cancio.
His fans from Blythe came to see him. They made the drive, and he did not disappoint. Andrew Cancio, the winner by knockout in the 10th round. B-Hop, what a performance.
Yes, and combinations. He's waiting for a retreat, then he's waiting for the counter. Watch, you see the counter in between those punches that are effective, but they're not hurting him. Round 3, sort of the same thing. But you see a counter left hook, and that was right on the mark, 6 inches, right there.
Perfect shot. That was the first knockdown of the evening. The second would come in round 5. Very different.
Round 5 now, it's a mercy thing right now. He know he's stronger. He's just throwing straight lead right hands, and they're effective.
And then how does this fight end?
Round 10, the same thing. He's letting his hands go. The referee, what? He bells him out from the knockout.
The corner actually stepped up and said, that's enough punishment. They did the right thing. Beto Duran is in the center of the ring with our winner, Andrew Cancio.
With a very excited Andrew Cancio, still celebrating. Blythe, about an hour away from where you grew up, where we are right now. How excited do you feel?
Oh, I feel real good winning my first bout here at home in front of my home crowd and my family and my kids. My 2 kids watched me fight for the first time today, and it was a great, great fight for them to watch.
You told us in the fighter meetings you were going to win. You're going to prove you belong in the 130-pound division, and you said you still have a lot left in the tank. How much did you prove tonight?
You guys tell me. What did you guys think about my performance? I thought it was pretty good. You know, I told you guys I'm not gonna do no talking with my mouth. I'm gonna come in here and show you guys, prove to you guys that I still belong here, and you know, put my past fight in the past and moving on forward now, and come back after a layoff and win the title is great. So,
the last time you fought Cowboy Stadium 2016, you had a long layoff. You come back, friends, family, in front of your kids. You open up a lot of eyes tonight. How would you grade your performance?
I would say excellent. I threw my jab a lot, threw my combinations. I was smart, I moved out of the way. I know you guys seen a different Chango in there tonight. You know, that felt good today.
Congratulations, Bernie. He grew up in this arena as an amateur. He grew up putting on a show. Tonight, it's a 10th round stoppage.
This is the place where he's had great performances before. Fantasy Springs Casino is his house, and to do it in front of his daughter Adrina and his son Ethan is even better for Andrew Cancio. Let's take a look at the Tecate punch stats of the evening. When you look at the total punches, Cancio threw a lot more and landed 50 more. The jab was important in this fight, but it was the power punches that really made a difference. 183 for a 34% clip for Andrew Cancio on his way to victory. Big win for Andrew Cancio against Aidar Sharibayev. We've got an even bigger fight when we return here in Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN as Francisco Bandido Vargas, in his own words, takes us through his 2 fights of the year. Don't miss what Bandido has to say.